Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Idam tu te guhyatamam Pravakshami anasuyave Jnana Vijnana Sahitam Yajñatva Mokshase Shubha. Translation.
The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, "My dear Arjuna, because you are never envious of me, I shall impart to you this most confidential knowledge and realization, knowing which you shall be relieved of the miseries of the material existence."
So Krishna is here in the beginning of 9th chapter declaring to Arjuna, I'm going to impart you the most confidential knowledge. So the key word here is Guhya Tamam. So if you click on Guhya, let's see. Guhya Taram. There is Guhya. Guhya means confidential. Guhya Tara means little more confidential. Guhya Tamam means the most confidential. Yeah. So in the 1520 also he talks about Guhya Tamam. So Guhya means the confidential knowledge is what? That you are not this body, or spirit, soul. That's confidential knowledge. What is Guhya Tara? That means understanding the greatness of Krishna. And Guhya Tamam means to understand the path of Bhakti Yoga. So there are different levels of knowledge, and the most confidential is to understand how to conquer the Lord by the power of love. That is the most confidential knowledge, and that's what Krishna will speak in the 9th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita. Okay. Can you read? Who's reading? At the very beginning.
The very beginning of Bhagavad Gita, the first chapter, is more or less an introduction to the rest of the book. And in the second and third chapters, the spiritual knowledge described is called confidential.
The second, third chapter, what does Krishna talk about? The body, soul, and karma yoga, like that. Yeah. Next.
Topics discussed in the 7th and 8th chapters are specifically related to devotional service. And because they bring enlightenment in Krishna consciousness, they are called more confidential.
Yeah. So in 7th and 8th chapter, Krishna talks about his greatness and about the spiritual world. So they are even more confidential. And next.
But the matters which are described in the 9th chapter deal with unalloyed, pure devotion. Therefore, this is called the most confidential.
Yeah.
One who is situated in the most confidential knowledge of Krishna is naturally transcendental. He therefore has no material pangs, although he is in the material world.
Yeah. So Srila Prabhupada is mentioning what are the differences between, what is the difference between Guhya, Guhya Tara, and Guhya Tamam? Who can tell me what is the difference? Anyone?
Guhya is,
Yes.
Guhya, as you told, like Guhya is body, soul, and karma.
Okay.
Guhya Tara is like the love for the consciousness of Krishna.
Okay.
Guhya Tamam is the way, the spiritual path we gain the devotion or we conquer the Lord.
Okay. You got Guhya and Guhya Tamam correct. But Guhya Tara? Very good. What is Guhya Tara? The middle one.
To understand the love of Krishna.
Guhya Tamam.
Tamam is.
Yeah. Tara. Ishan Prabhu, बताइए. Come on. Therefore, अच्छे बच्चे आगे बैठते हैं. Is he sitting on the back? Yeah, anyone knows? Guhya Tara? अभी पढ़े. I'm just, yeah, very good. The greatness of Krishna. That is explained in chapter 7 and 8. And even the information about the spiritual world, about the Lord, All these aspects are Guhyatara. But the way we can conquer the Lord by the power on the strength of pure, uncontaminated love for Krishna, that is Guhyatamam. And that is subject matter which will be discussed in this chapter, 9th and 10th, of course. Okay, next. Rajavidya Rajaguhyam. Just to make sure, is this screen being shared? No?
Yeah, when I was taking it, I stopped sharing.
Oh. Online devotees should tell me, no? Rajavidya Rajaguhyam Pavitram Idamuttamam Pratyakshaavagamam Dharmyam Susukham Kartumavyayam. So Krishna is giving the nature of practicing pure love for Krishna. It is the topmost science, topmost knowledge. That means beyond that there is nothing more. This is the topmost, Rajavidya. That means there is nothing more than pure love. If that can conquer the Lord, then what else do you need? And Raja Guhya means it is the most confidential secret of all secrets. It is the king of all the secrets. Pavitram means it is very pure. Idam Uttamam is the topmost subject matter. Pratyaksha Avagamam Dharmyam means?
Pratyaksha means looking,
Mhm.
seeing.
What is that? Pratyaksha Avagamam mean? Yes?
Basically you can experience it and read with, and it's basically experiencing the pratyaksha praman.
Yes, you can experience it. That means it is perceivable by the senses. When people say, can you see God? I don't see God. No, Krishna is saying when you practice pure love for Krishna, you can experience it in the heart. That means it is there. It is not just imagination. It is a fact. So Pratyakshavagavam Dharmya means it is scientific. And so Sukham Kartum Avyam. Whoever practices pure love for Krishna practices it it is very easily, very joyfully, in a very fun way it is performed. No tension. Okay, translation.
This knowledge is the king of education, the most secret of all secrets. It is the purest knowledge, and because it gives direct perception of self by realization, it is the perfection of religion. It is everlasting and it is joyfully performed.
Yeah. So it gives direct perception of the self by realization means as we practice bhakti yoga, you yourself can see, oh yes, the Supreme Lord does exist. Oh yes, I am not this body, I am spirit soul. Yes, this path of bhakti is practical. These realizations are experienced by the practitioner. See, when you have a debate with the Lord is saying, you chant Hare Krishna, then you will realize me. And the sadhaka or the new person who wants to practice, he is telling the Lord, my dear Lord, no, first you show yourself to me, then I will practice. The Lord is saying, you first practice, then I'll show myself to you. And the person who is supposed to practice, he is saying, my dear Lord, first you show yourself to me, then I will practice. So who should bend down? Who should bend?
Sadhaka.
Yeah, the person who wants to know Krishna, he should bend. Because Krishna is the great person, the greatest person. See, if we want to make the Supreme Lord bend, there is no guarantee if Krishna bends it. Okay, chalo, I will reveal myself to you. Is there any guarantee you will practice it? Therefore, Krishna consciousness is not very cheap. Krishna consciousness, Krishna reserves himself particularly for those people who are really serious on the path of spiritual life. He doesn't give himself to anyone. He has self-respect. If he really wants to give himself, then he only gives himself to pure devotees. See, he came in the hand of Devaki and Vasudev, Yashoda, Nanda, the gopis, coward boys.
Cows.
See, cows, they don't have hands. Yeah, so Krishna is giving himself completely to such devotees. But you can say, Prabhu, we have never seen them. Okay, you can take into consideration contemporary devotees. You have so many saints in India. You have Surdas, you have Mirabai, you have Tukaram, you have Purandara Das, you have Tyagarajaru, you have Bilwangal Thakur from Kerala. He traveled Vrindavan.
Annamaya.
Who?
Annamaya.
Annamai.
Annamaya.
Annamaya. Where is he from?
Andhra.
Andhra. Annamaya. Then you have Andal. You have King Kulashekar. So to all of these people, Krishna is giving himself. See, for example, in if you consider the story of Sant Tukaram, Tukaram was so absorbed in chanting Hare Krishna, he was so absorbed in serving Krishna, that he was actually he was working in a grocery store or something. He was simply be chanting the Lord's names. So many people saw this fellow is simply absorbed. So they took advantage. They would go inside, take how much of a grains they wanted, fill it up and just go. They don't even pay. And he didn't care. He was just absorbed in chanting. Many people would come throughout the day, come take all the grains and go. So then one may think, what is this fellow doing? So irresponsible. So Krishna thought, my dear devotee, you are so absorbed in chanting my name, you're getting cheated by others. So what happened? Tukaram still didn't care. So then Krishna disguised himself as one of the workers of the store. He went to each one of these homes and gave him a threat. Either you pay for what you have taken, otherwise I will finish you. He gave a threat like that. And then he collected all the money and gave to Tukaram. What did Tukaram do whole day?
Chant.
Only chant. People came, took what they want. Then the Supreme Lord came as one of the workers and went and solicited back all the Lakshmi that they owed Tukaram. You see? So like this, the Supreme Lord gets conquered by pure devotion and becomes a play toy in the hands of his devotees. Definitely not in our hands. Why? Because he only gets attracted by pure devotion. So therefore, it is said, direct perception of self by realization. That means, first one has to take up the path. Then Krishna is ready to give himself. But if we expect that Krishna first bends down, then I will take it up, that is not going to happen. So therefore, on the path of devotional service, or say if we want to understand Krishna, we should see what is my qualification to understand God. It is easy to question, where is God? I don't see him. Where is the spiritual world? I don't see it. Very easy to question. But if one is a genuine seeker of the Supreme Lord, then he should qualify himself to understand the Lord. Because the Lord is not seen by our charma chakshu. He is not seen by fleshy eyeballs. He cannot be seen. I mean, the fleshy eyeballs cannot see so many other things also. So the Supreme Lord will be, he is guaranteeing. You can say, okay, Prabhu, I will take up the process. What is the guarantee that Krishna will show himself to me? Guarantee is he is saying it. It gives direct perception of the self by realization. Krishna is saying, I will reveal, but you first practice. So therefore, taking a humble role, if one really wants to know, one has to take a humble role. Otherwise, don't waste time. By ordering, you're not going to get anything. Okay. See here. This chapter of the Bhagavad Gita is called the King of Education because it is the essence of all doctrines and philosophies explained before. Among the principal philosophers in India, who like Gautama, Kannada, Kapila, Yajnavalkya, Shandilya, Vaishwanara. Finally, there is Vyasadeva, the author of Vedanta Sutra. The Lord says that this ninth chapter is the king of all such knowledge, the essence of all knowledge that can be derived from the study of the Vedas and different kinds of philosophy. It is the most confidential because confidential or transcendental knowledge involves understanding the difference between soul and the body, and the king of all confidential knowledge culminates in devotional service. So, any philosophy which does not conclude in devotion to Krishna is incomplete philosophy. Okay, go to the next one. See, this is all just introduction to. Oh, that's a big purport. Oh my God. Okay. Ashraddhana Purusha Dharmasyasya Parantapa Aprapya Mam Nivartante Mrityu Samsara Vartmani. Who is he?
Those who are faithful in this devotional service cannot
Those who are?
those who are not faithful in this devotional service cannot attain me, O conqueror of enemies. Therefore they return to the path of birth and death in this material world.
Yeah. So Krishna is saying, so first you have to invest faith. Only then Krishna will reveal himself. If you are not faithful, there is no question of attaining him. You will be stuck in the material world. The faithless cannot accomplish this process of devotional service. That is the purport of this verse. See, how to increase faith? Faith is created by association of devotees, satsanga. And faith is destroyed by asatsanga. Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, asatsanga tyag eva ishtamacha. The nature of a devotee is he does not associate with people who destroy his faith in the Supreme Lord. If at all they are your friends, family members, boss, seniors, equals, juniors, whoever it may be, anyone who is becoming an obstacle in our cultivation of faith in the Supreme Lord, immediately we have to remove that obstacle, as in put them aside. So we should be very careful that we do not encourage their association. Why? Because I can tell you, this is the most not critical, the most dangerous obstacle on the path of devotional service. What is it? The association of people who destroy our faith. So therefore, Satsanga Tyag a Vaishnavachar. A devotee or Vaishnava is known by the friends he keeps. Okay. See. Okay, can you read this? Rohit can continue. Okay, whoever's reading. Yeah, read.
Which one?
Now the development.
Now the development of the faith is the process of Krishna consciousness. There are
So
three.
what is the process of Krishna consciousness? The whole point of the process is development of faith. So how do we know how good a devotee I am? How do I know? You have to check how much is your faith. There is a story. Once the mother-in-law and the daughter-in-law, they went to hear some Harikatha. They left early in the morning, and that time the river was not full, so they could easily cross it by walking to the river. And then they went to hear the Harikatha, and finally, after long katha, finally the speaker ended by saying one should have faith in the holy name. And he said one Bengali statement. What is it? Anand se bolo Hari Hari. Hari Karibi Bhavpari. What is the statement? Hari Hari. Hari Karibe Bhavpari. That means simply chant Hari Hari. Hari will help you cross the ocean of material existence. So they heard very nicely, everyone clapped, and it was very nice. Everyone was motivated. Chant karenge aaj se. You know. Now on the way back, there was a storm. So both mother-in-law and daughter-in-law, they came. They had to cross the river back. When they came in the morning, the river was pretty shallow, so they could walk through it. But now it had increased in height; it had swelled up. So now the current was there and it was pretty strong, and they didn't know what to do. And they both had attended the lecture. They immediately remembered Anand se bolo Hari Hari, Hari koribe bhavapari. So immediately the daughter-in-law, she said, "Okay, let us go. No, today only we heard in the lecture. If you just say Hari Hari, immediately nothing will happen. The Supreme Lord will protect you. He will help you cross the river." So she went ahead. So she started walking on the water, and she was just chanting like crazy lady, Hari Hari, Hari Hari, Hari Hari, like that she's chanting and going. And the mother-in-law saw nothing happened. She's just walking on water and going. And she reached the other side of the river. And then this mother-in-law thought, oh, okay. I'm not sure if it works or not. She was very skeptical lady. So the daughter-in-law said, hey, today only we heard in the lecture. Just chant Hari Hari with faith. Krishna will help you to cross the, river. So she said, but that is only for lecture. Who knows if it is practically applicable? Doesn't seem to be very scientific. Like that she started saying. Daughter-in-law said, don't worry about all this. Just chant Hari Hari. She was Hari Hari, are you sure? Like that she started walking, and as soon as she got into the water, she started sinking. Daughter-in-law saying, just chant Hari Hari. She's saying, no, I don't believe that Hari Hari will save me. Because she was not chanting, she was taken away from the river. And that was the end of the mother-in-law. So the moral of the story is, when you chant Hari Hari, you chant with faith. Hoga. It will work. If one is chanting with doubt, Ashraddha Purushaha, faithless people cannot attain me. It's only people with faith. And of course, what is faith? It is not just a mental adjustment. Okay, I believe in God. Bas Bhagwan Raksha karenge. No. This is a state of consciousness. The state of heart, the state of consciousness is cultivated by practical devotional service. When we keep hearing about Krishna, when we chant Hare Krishna and purify our heart of the contamination, lust, anger, and greed, then to the degree we are pure and the degree we cultivate devotion to Krishna, to that degree there is faith. The progress in spirituality means the progress in increasing our faith in the Supreme Lord. That is devotional service. So if at all, when we consider ourselves, it is easy to say, Prabhu, I'm a devotee. Wearing tilak and wearing kanti mala doesn't make us a devotee. How much faith do we have in the process shows how much of a devotee we are. People generally like Krishna because he's like a romantic hero and has multiple girlfriends and people role model, make him as his role model, as their role model. So they feel Krishna is like a very sportive lord, and therefore they can connect well with him. Is not sufficient. You might find Krishna attractive. Some people find Ganesh attractive. Some people find someone else attractive. It is not the external, how they look. Like you have, say for example, some Pokemon character. You like the character, whatever Pokemon creature, you like the way it looks. So you like to associate with that creature. But that does not mean you have faith in it. So in Hinduism, sometimes what happens, the problem is, people see gods as multiple variety of Pokemon creatures. Yeah, I like Krishna. Oh, but I like Ganesh. No, I like Kartikeya. And many people like Shiva. You know why? Not that they know anything about Shiva, because they feel Shiva drinks. And if they worship Shiva, they can also drink. And and smoke and drink. So they feel Shiva to be very cool guy, isn't it? Whereas Vishnu is this strict judge. He doesn't do anything, very sattvic fellow. So this is not the way of cultivating bhakti. Bhakti means to Krishna. When you talk about devotion, devotion means to Krishna, because everyone else is stemming out from the Supreme Lord. Supreme Lord Sri Krishna is the samam bonam of all incarnations. He is the one, he is called as the Patim Patinam. That means the Lord of Lords. And he is the Akhilanda Koti Brahmanda Nayaka, the founder, CEO of all universes. And from him, he has appointed many administrators under him for the running of this universe. But Krishna says in 7.7, Matta Paratam Nanyat. There is no one superior to me, Arjuna. If you know me, you don't have to know anything else. And nowhere in many people say, but to cultivate, connect with Krishna, you have to go through Ganesh. You've seen any puja in India, Satyanarayan puja or this puja, that puja starts with Ganesh. But not one place Krishna says go through Ganesh in the Bhagavad Gita. Do you know that? Not one place he says. Rather, he says worshipping demigods and not coming to me is like indirectly worshipping me. So better you directly worship me. Okay? So today, gods are not. I mean, of course, in online like TV series and all that, they also showcase gods like Zeus and Poseidon, like that. Heroes, and they have their own stories going on, some envy and politics, even amongst the gods. So, what kind of understanding do people have about God? So, therefore, we have to see if we are really spiritual. Spiritual does not mean we believe in something. That is not spiritual. Just because I believe in some gods, I am a Hindu, this is not spiritual. The path of spirituality is very unique. We are talking about serious business here. We are not talking about, like I said, dealing with Pokemon creatures. We are talking about the journey of self-realization, the journey of the soul back to the Supreme Lord, back to its eternal connection with the Lord. That is a spiritual life. So when we talk seriously, then we understand to progress on the path of spirituality means to cultivate that faith. That yes, the Supreme Lord is there. Yes, He is the protector of all the beings. Yes, He is the controller, proprietor, enjoyer for everything. Yes, the goal of life is to simply serve Him, to love Him. So gradually we have to cultivate this faith. Otherwise, many people, they go look at Krishna, they can have tears in the eyes. Or you can ask, my dear sir, what do you do for Krishna? Nothing, I just come, once a week and cry tears in front of him because I have so much love for him in my heart. But what do you do for him? Do you do anything for him? Nothing. So you're not how can you say you're a devotee? Just that's the whole point. Just to feel, romantic about the relationship, to feel emotional about the relationship. This is not bhakti. What is bhakti? Bhakti means how much faith do you have that Krishna is there for you at every moment? How much faith do you have? If Krishna says, give up everything, can you give up everything? That's a test of faith. He will not tell you, don't worry. But if he does, can you do it? Very difficult. Some people think they can do it, but it is not possible. It is not possible. Only pure devotees can. And therefore, Krishna is a complete, sold out play toy in the hands of his pure devotees, because the pure devotees can do it. When one studies Srimad Bhagavatam, it is mentioned how the gopis at the dead of night, please understand, in the traditional Vedic times, for a lady to quit home at the middle of the night, what happened to Sita? Just because though nothing happened, she did not, there was no touch. Ravana could not touch Sita. Still Ram, to set a good example, he's banished Sita to the forest. Just because someone else in the kingdom was speaking like that. Dobiwala was telling his wife, hey, where were you last night? She said, no, there was some problem. I could not reach in time. I came late. He said, you think I'm Ram to keep you after you spent your time somewhere else with some other man? Like that he said. And the spies of Lord Ram understood, oh, this is what is going on. When Lord Ram was informed, to set the right example, he banished Sita. That means I'm just giving you understanding of the Vedic times, how strict it was. And now Krishna, in Krishna's pastime, Krishna on his flute is calling all the gopis. And some it is mentioned how some gopis were decorating their face. So probably they put one kajal on one eye. As soon as they heard Krishna's flute, they left. They didn't worry about how they're looking. Or I have to first let me complete the kajal on the other eye. Let me comb my hair first. Nothing. Just they left. Some gopis were feeding their babies, breastfeeding their babies. Soon as they heard Krishna's flute, they dropped the not dropped, but kept the babies aside and left. And some gopis were feeding, they're serving their relatives and husband and everyone prasadam. Soon as they heard Krishna's flute, they just dropped the vessel there and ran. They were wondering what happened. I wanted sambar. I only got rice. So the gopis have shown it. When Krishna called for them, they have shown it. They left everything and they went to the forest. And Krishna said, "Oh, I'm very happy that all of you came. Now you guys can go back." They said, "Come on, Krishna, this is not a joke. You called us in the middle of the night. Who will accept us back at home?" Isn't it? And of course, the saga continues. But at the same time, the point is, when one has faith, one is ready to do anything on that path. See, we have so much faith America will give us happiness. Even though we have first-hand experience, it is not the case. We still have hope against hope that one day I will attain happiness. Isn't it? Why? Faith. Sometimes we have so much faith in our family members. Whatever they say, I will do. They will say, "Go to hell." I'll go to hell. Papa ne bola, hell jao. तो जाएंगे. Simply faith. So, just even to put one step ahead in the material world, we need faith. So, spiritual life, Krishna demands that faith. Without faith, you cannot take any action. Without faith, you cannot chant Hare Krishna. Therefore, generally we say, if you're chanting 2 rounds of Hare Krishna daily, then that much you have faith. How much faith do you have? Prabhu, I have 2 rounds of faith. क्योंकि 2 माला जपता हूँ मैं. That means 2 rounds of faith. If someone is chanting 4 rounds, then you have 4 rounds of faith. Someone is chanting 8 rounds, then you have 8 rounds of faith. Someone is chanting 16 rounds, then you have 16 rounds of faith. Isn't it? Based on faith. See, when one doesn't have faith, one can also find excuses. Now one can say, "Prabhu, I don't have any time in the entire day. Somehow I only get 15 minutes to complete my 2 rounds. Why? Priority. Because faith is less, no? Then everything else will come on top of Krishna. Then comes 2 rounds. Somehow, raat mein, before going to bed, on the bed, Prabhuji, I just close my eyes and chant. Why? Faith. So, spiritual life, progress in spiritual life means cultivating that faith. And that faith has to become vast. It has to expand and expand and expand. And that happens by, how do you expand faith?
Association.
Very good. By associating with those who have faith, not just association. Associate with people who have faith. When you associate with people who have faith, you are sharing their faith. That means someone will say, "Yes, Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead." When you hear like that from his heart, you also get faith. Yeah, he must be. The way he was saying, "No, Krishna is the Supreme." That means he must be Supreme. That faith is also transferred from heart to heart. But you can also see someone else who is speaking, "Krishna is the Supreme," but he's not sure in his heart. Then you can see this fellow is pretty nervous. He's not confident. So therefore, on the path of devotional service, utsaha, nishchaya, dhairyat, enthusiasm to practice Krishna consciousness requires faith. That means everything is going wrong in my life, but still I'm enthusiastic to chant Hare Krishna. Still I'm enthusiastic to go to temple. Still I'm enthusiastic to serve the devotees and the Supreme Lord. That means there is faith. Nishchayat means, sorry? No, confidence. Nishchayat means confidence. I will still chant Hare Krishna because I'm confident that Krishna has promised in the Bhagavad Gita he'll take me back home, back to Godhead. I will chant. I may not be feeling ecstatic symptoms now, but still I'll continue to chant. Dhairyat means patience. I am chanting Hare Krishna, but still there is lust in my heart. But nonetheless, Srila Prabhupada has said, you chant Hare Krishna, you can overcome lust. So I am confident because I have faith in Prabhupada's words. See how the role of faith, it is the faith that allows us to make progress to more faith. So the key factor is satsanga, associating with devotees who have faith. So with Shraddha, so the first step in practicing Krishna consciousness is Shraddha. Now with little amount of Shraddha, you go to the temple. You feel, oh, these guys are pretty, they're intelligent, what they speak makes sense, the philosophy makes sense. So you go to the temple and associate with the devotees there. That is called as Sadhu Sangha. When you talk to the devotees, they will tell you, Prabhu, why don't you chant Hare Krishna? That's Bhajana Kriya. Third step. When you start chanting Hare Krishna regularly and doing seva at the temple, then comes Anartha Nivritti. That is purification of heart from anarthas. More you purify your heart, to that degree you are stable in your Krishna consciousness, called as Nishtha. That means your bhajan has become Nishtita Bhajana Kriya. Before it was Anishtita Bhajana Kriya. Sometimes you chant 10 rounds. Sometimes you chant -1 round. That means the previous day's round. So basically there is no this thing. Why? Because there is no Nishtha. It's Anishtita. Anishtita is like a sinusoidal wave. Sometimes you feel great ecstasy, tears while chanting Hare Krishna. Next time you feel pathetic to pick up the beads also. That's the downward crest. Then again you feel good about chanting. Again you feel low. Sometimes you are there in the temple. Some next 2 months you are missing. Then again you are there for 2 more months. Then 3 months you are missing. This is all Anishtita Bhajana Kriya. Till the time there are anarthas in the heart, our bhajan, our chanting Hare Krishna and service to the Lord is always faltering. Enthusiasm is faltering. Confidence in the Lord is faltering. That Krishna will protect me is faltering. Why? Because there is no Nishtha. Now from Nishtha onwards, Ruchi, Asakti, Bhava, Prema. These are the final 4. These are the things we don't worry about. So from Shraddha, Sadhu Sangha, Bhajana Kriya, Anartha Nivritti, Nishtha. It's an upward hill. Nishtha is a plateau. So when you are driving, you are riding a cycle uphill, you have to put a lot of effort. Because Krishna is seeing how much are you serious in attaining me. So that's why we have to put a lot of effort. But when you reach Nishtha, from there it's downhill. Do you have to put effort while riding a cycle downhill? Not at all. Then once you reach Nishtha, you don't have to worry. It is natural. If you don't chant in the morning, you feel, what have I done? You feel, if you have not attended Mangalarti in the morning, something big is missing in your life. If you have not gone to the temple or associate with devotees, you feel very uneasy. Now we feel very easy to miss the association of devotees. But when you become pure on the platform of Nishtha, it becomes your default. By practice, you have become a devotee. That Nishtha platform. From there, you keep chanting, and Ruchi, taste will come. Taste means what? See, if you have gulab jamun, taste for gulab jamun, I'll give you 1. Then I will say, Prabhu, only 1 per devotee. Then you will be thinking, how do I get the other 1? And you will tell, Prabhu, can you just go and pick 1 from the behind and bring? Because taste is there. That means when you have taste for chanting Hare Krishna, you are just planning, how can I take out a little more time to chant extra rounds? Isn't it? To do some extra service, to do something for Krishna. This is taste, Ruchi. Then Asakti means great attraction for the Lord. That means you slept last night 2 a.m. Still I'll get up at 4 a.m. because how can I miss the beautiful darshan of the Lord at 4:30 a.m.? One will run to the temple hall like a madman. Asakti. Bhava means one, when he sees Krishna, he has tears in his eyes, body changes colors, hair standing on end. He is rolling on the ground in great ecstasy. That's Bhava. Prema, when you go back to Godhead, you will understand what Prema is. Isn't it? So these things we don't have to worry about. These are the, after Nishtha, Ruchi, Asakti, Bhava, Prema, we don't have to worry about. What we have to worry about is chanting Hare Krishna, associating with devotees, chanting Hare Krishna, purifying our heart and becoming fixed in devotional service. That's the uphill. That's your endeavor. After that, Krishna picks up the devotee and takes him to Prema, basically. You don't have to do anything else. But here it is a testing phase. Krishna doesn't pick up the devotee from Shraddha to Nishthan. He doesn't do it. Here we have to put our endeavor. So, therefore, Prabhupada says the development of that faith is the process of Krishna consciousness. So, therefore, when we are practicing chanting Hare Krishna regularly, coming and associating with the devotees, attending Gita classes regularly, we have to be measuring our progress. Am I developing my faith in the holy name, in the association of devotees? Am I contributing to Krishna Seva in some way? Am I dovetailing my life? That means channeling my energy in my life towards Krishna. This all takes faith. Otherwise, one can keep coming without faith, one remains like a kacha aam, green mango. Green mango is not very pleasing. The sweet, ripe, yellow color mango, that is very sweet for Krishna to taste. Isn't it, Prabhu? See, even he understands this example. Do you like green mango or yellow mango? Huh? Yellow mango. See? So Krishna also likes yellow mango. That means when our faith is paripakwa, means completely ripened, only then we can actually practice Krishna consciousness. Otherwise, not taking action, not developing faith, just coming, just hearing, that is good, better than nothing. But at the same time, we might take a lot of time to ripen in Krishna consciousness. And therefore, if we want to cultivate faith, there are two principles: anukulasya sankalpa, pratikulasya varjanam. These two important principles one has to adopt. What does it mean, anukulasya sankalpa? Whatever is favorable for me to grow in my faith in Krishna consciousness, I embrace it, I accept it, I adopt it in my life and practice it. Pratikulasya varjanam means whatever is pratikul, whatever is against my progress in bhakti, I sideline it, I push it away, I don't associate with it. That is pratikulasya varjanam. So these two things, if we follow in our life, anukulasya sankalpa, pratikulasya varjanam, immediately you can see progress in your life. That means we should be aware what can take me away from Krishna and be ready to give it up. Actually, when we chant Hare Krishna, there are 10 offenses. You have heard of the 10 offenses before? Chanting of the holy name. There are 10 offenses. One of them is, it goes with, Vaishnava offense, offending other devotees. Then holy name does not reciprocate. Offending demigods, or not offending demigods, considering demigods on the level of Krishna is offense to the holy name. Offending the Vedic scriptures, offending Guru, who is Supreme Vaishnava, then taking holy name casually, or misinterpreting the holy name, or chanting holy name but continuing one sinful activity, then holy name blocks. Holy name doesn't reciprocate with the devotee. Or thinking chanting Hare Krishna is like any karma kanda. Just like yearly we do some puja at home, so increase some punya karma. So let me just chant because acha lagta hai, ritual, good ritual it is, to increase auspiciousness. So considering it to be something like a karma kanda is also offense. And the ninth offense is to share the confidential information about the holy name or about Krishna consciousness with people who don't have faith. Like catch a blasphemer who is against Krishna consciousness and tell him, hey, let me tell you something about Srimati Radharani. What he will? If you tell him, he will only blaspheme. So you don't do that. You don't reveal confidential secrets to people who don't deserve it. We only speak external. Only when they show qualification, you give a little more. And the last offense, which is very important, is to hold on to material attachments even after understanding so many instructions. That means you know it is bad. You yourself know it is bad. First, you have heard that it is bad for your Krishna consciousness. Then you have understood it is bad for my Krishna consciousness, but you are not ready to let go of it. In that case also, holy name becomes inert. It doesn't reciprocate with the chanter. In this way, because one is not ready to let go of things that are hindering one's progress in Krishna consciousness, then the holy name becomes inert. Doesn't Krishna will not reciprocate. Because Krishna is saying, yes, yes, you are there. Come, I'm ready to take you. Come, take one more step. You are saying, no, no, my toy. Then Krishna says, okay, you be with your toy. Death will come. I'll come as death and take up your toy. Don't worry. So we hold on to material attachments, that especially those which block our progress in Krishna consciousness. One should be ready to let go. So that is also there. So when we follow these, so many rules and regulations like that, especially, so you can remember the principle anukulesa sankalpa pratikulesa varjanam. Whatever is favorable to develop faith, whatever is unfavorable to cultivating faith. Anything that's favorable, embrace it. Anything that is pratikul, against our development of faith, reject straightforward. That shows Krishna that you're serious. If we are not ready to take any such step, we only speak big words, like a Bollywood dialogue. So then it is not of is not of much use, because to speak is not big thing. To show it in your acts, that is the big thing. So the Supreme Lord is also testing his devotees. See here, Prabhupada says there are three divisions of Krishna conscious men. In the third class are those who have no faith. So even if they are officially engaged in devotional service, they cannot achieve the highest perfection stage. And most probably they will slip after some time. Okay, they may become engaged, but because they don't have complete conviction and faith, it is very difficult for them to continue in Krishna consciousness. That's third class devotees. They don't have much faith. So one small trouble comes, immediately first thing they have to give up is Krishna. Because they think by accepting Krishna in my life, everything should be good. According to how I want. Not good, according to how I want. Because Krishna is who? My servant. Krishna is my order supplier. I will give him a list, he has to fulfill my orders. Amazon service. So some people, when Krishna says, sorry, this is not good for you, I cannot give, then immediately they reject Krishna. Now, where is part 2? Prabhupada only mentions, okay.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah, just in 1 minute you can ask. I'll just complete this purport. See, as far as the development of faith is concerned, one who is well versed in literature of devotional service and has attained the stage of firm faith, that is called nishtha, what we talked about, firm faith is nishtha. He is a first class person in Krishna consciousness. And now Prabhupada mentioned second class. So he mentioned third class, first class, and second class. Second class are those who are not very advanced. Prabhupada is talking about me. Not very advanced in understanding the devotional scriptures, but who automatically have firm faith that Krishna Bhakti. Okay, I'm third class actually. They have firm faith. But who automatically have firm faith that Krishna Bhakti or service to Krishna is the best course. And so in good faith they have taken it up. This is still good. Some people outrightly don't have any faith. Some people, they don't study scriptures. But they have, because they are born in a good culture, they have faith that Krishna hai. Krishna will do good for me. Whatever Krishna does is good for me. They just have the inherent faith. That is second class. But the first class means that Shraddha should come from the scriptures. So because there are two types of Shraddha. What are they? Yeah. Shastriya Shraddha and Laukik Shraddha. Laukik Shraddha means, oh wow, so many people are chanting Hare Krishna. That means Hare Krishna should be good. But when some people leave chanting Hare Krishna, that means I falter in my faith in chanting. As Laukik Shraddha, based on how others are practicing. But that's Shastriya Shraddha. So which is important? Shastriya Shraddha or Laukik Shraddha? Shastriya Shraddha. So therefore, people who have some faith in Krishna Bhakti because of culture or whatever, sentiment, but it's not coming from study of scriptures. So it is still good. It's second class, but not first class. First class stems from Shastriya Shraddha. See, thus they are superior to third class who have neither perfect knowledge of the scriptures nor good faith. Okay. Yes, Prabhu, someone wanted to ask question.
Yeah, I just want to see if I understand what faith means. So the way I see it is like it's the measure of one's conviction on the process of Krishna consciousness. Yes.
Yes, you can say that, Prabhu. Yeah.
Okay, so a low faith means like, oh, I believe in something. Meanwhile, a higher faith, or if you have a strong faith in something, you'll treat it as like a fact, right?
Can you repeat that statement?
So if someone has like a low amount of faith, he'll think, oh, I believe in it, but not that strong. But if he has like a higher faith, he will think of it more as like a fact, right?
Yes, you can say that. Yes, Prabhu.
Okay. Oh, and does Guya mean secret or something else?
Guya means confidential.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Guya means confidential. Yeah, like secret, confidential. That which is not open to the public. Okay. See. Okay, so this is of course now taking into a different context. Vayatatamidam sarvam. Text 4. So we will pause here. So in the first 3 verses, Krishna is just giving an introduction that now finally I'm going to give you the most confidential knowledge, and it is the topmost knowledge, can easily be experienced by the practitioner. It is a secret of all the secrets. And then he said this cannot be accessed by people who are faithless. So like that, in the first 3 verses, he is giving an intro to pure devotional service, pure love of Krishna. So we'll pause here. Next time we will do this, text 4, Mayatatamidam Sarvam. Very philosophically, it requires a lot of philosophical understanding, but we'll do it next time. Okay, anyone has any question?
Can I ask another question?
Yes, please.
So if a person has like a high amount of faith, would he like? I'm going to give it like an example.
Okay.
Suppose you have like a person and he has to like, I don't know, do a meeting within like 10 hours or something, but he also has to like go to the temple. So like if you won't, okay. How do I say this properly? So suppose he needs a certain amount of time to like do something, and he needs a lot of time, but he also has to do his devotional services. Does he A, sacrifice time for devotional service, or B, does he like stick to like his preparation for the meeting? I don't know if this example makes sense to you.
Yeah, but I can understand where you're coming from. See, everyone's life is in the nitty-gritties of how people live, what they do. It changes, it differs person to person. So generally in practicing Krishna consciousness, we need to take guidance. Like the guidance that might be given to me based on my position, as in, with respect to what am I a student, am I working, what are the difficulties I'm facing, and how I can practice Krishna consciousness. It all requires a lot of guidance. And person to person it varies. So there is no general answer, should I just sacrifice my time? See, definitely Krishna tells Arjuna, you should do your duty. So the real question is, how much should I do my duty? The material duty, how much should I do? Should I do my material duty so much that I have no time to chant Hare Krishna? Or should I do my material duty so less that I keep chanting whole day? What does Krishna expect from us? So therefore, to understand these aspects, we need guidance or mentoring. So if we say, for example, I start chanting, I go to the senior devotee and tell Prabhu, I'm so fond of chanting Hare Krishna, I have stopped studying. If Krishna wants me to help in my studies, let him do so. But I'll only chant. Then immediately the senior will say, Prabhu, see, you have only come, you started chanting 2-3 days ago. So it is very nice that you like to chant, but Krishna also says you have to perform your duty. So you chant maybe for 1-2 hours to start with, or you chant for 30 or 40 minutes to start with, and you do your material duties properly. Be responsible and proceed ahead like this. So now the student can think, what I wanted to chant whole day. Why is he telling me to do material duties? Maybe that senior is in Maya. He might think like that, but actually that's not true. The senior understands that this fellow has some burst of enthusiasm, like any individual has in any new field. It is said in Hindi that what is that? Naya mulla jor se chillata hai, isn't it? Like the new person who is supposed to in that mosque there is no Allah that thing. So when the new mullah comes, he screams at the top of his vocal cord. But after doing for that for some time, he cools down. Then he does it normally. So similarly, when we newly, freshly become devotees, we have great enthusiasm, and that enthusiasm is not very mature enthusiasm. So we say, what is this world, Prabhu? It's all Maya. Just chant Hare Krishna, Krishna will take care of everything. So this is all very immature, but it is nice. It seems cute on account of the enthusiasm that comes of by the devotee on account of freshly practicing it. But it is not a sustainable way to go ahead. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that absolutely makes sense. I think I have practical experience on that fact.
Okay. Yes. So therefore, when we practice, when we take mentorship, we take mentorship from a person who himself has walked the path. So he will tell us, okay, do that, or don't do this, or don't sacrifice your duties. You're not ready yet. See, Krishna tells Arjuna. Arjuna wants to do the same thing. He says, I better take sannyas and chant Hare Krishna. Krishna tells Arjuna, no, don't take sannyas, because real sannyas does not mean giving up of work. It means giving up attachment to the fruits of work. That means you work for me, like that Krishna said. So therefore, we may not have understanding of what to do, what not to do, and therefore the mentorship is of utmost importance. Is that okay, Prabhu?
Yeah, it makes perfect sense. That's a pretty good answer. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Okay, does anyone else have any question?
Prabhuji, I have a doubt.
Okay, yes.
I want to know, like, I read that Prabhupada says that a person, the second birth, first
birth, second birth. I can't. Okay, I think you just broke off. Can you repeat again?
Yes, like I heard that the first birth is, Prabhupada once said that the first birth is given by the parents, and the second birth is given by the spiritual master and the Vedas.
Correct.
But I want to know,
So you want to know what does it mean by second birth?
I want to know whether that is really accepted in the Vedas also, like how society, how they will think the second birth is given by the Vedas means. So what is it actually given by the spiritual master and the Vedas? So so how do is it accepted and by the Vedas?
Yeah, definitely is accepted. Actually, when we take initiation from spiritual master, that is called as second birth or the real birth. Why? Because the parents only give birth to the material body. Spiritual master gives birth to the spiritual life of the living entity. From then onwards, spiritual life starts, and therefore that is a real birth. That means from then on you're practicing spiritual life.
Yes, Prabhuji. But how do we select a spiritual master? Is it like Prabhupada is a spiritual master for everyone? So for the uninitiated devotees, how do we advise you to select a spiritual master? That too in US, if you are uninitiated, how do we select
selecting a spiritual master is not like going to a pet shop to select a dog. So if you have to, when you are really sincere about chanting Hare Krishna, when you are really sincere about when you are really serious about making progress in spiritual life, then Krishna sends a spiritual master to the living entity. So the living entity doesn't really have to worry so much about finding out a spiritual master. You chant Hare Krishna, be sincere, go to the local temple, chant Hare Krishna, serve the local temple, and you will find Krishna sends a spiritual master in your life. Okay, any other question? Okay, so we'll stop here. Thank you very much for joining. We did 9.1 to 3. Next time we'll do that. Why to put faith in the spiritual world. PPT. See, Rohit Prabhu, so smart. He reminded me. I also forgot. Sachin also forgot. He also didn't tell me. So next time we will do that. Okay. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki.
Jai.
Shri Prabhupada ki.
Jai.
So we'll quickly chant Hare Krishna and go.